with the Dogen masters, the lamas, or whatever, and they got you in the deep sanctum, and it's now one-on-one for you. They're going to have you sit there and meditate. They're going to teach you a pose that has nothing to do with contorting your bodies and aesthetics, but simply being comfortable and alert. Comfortable, meaning relaxed, but alert. And as the meditation begins, the first leg up the ladder, this is the black square on the bottom of the ziggurat. Before you can even traverse the square, you must learn how to sit there with patience, which is time, to stay grounded, meaning that you're to remain grounded from your sphincter in that area into the ground, or if you're standing up from the roots of your feet into the ground, you're to remain grounded. And now the test begins of how long you can stay grounded without your consciousness interrupting you with these ideas of being tired, with these ideas of being bored, etc. Because once you make that connection and you get the taste, this means that you feel the body begin to go into activation, which it'll start rocking back and forth a little bit. You'll feel like that there's a field that is really around you, because there is, and now you've stepped it up into another gear. Once you start feeling that, it becomes confirmation for you that this is working. I'm doing something. This is a gateway to something that I don't know about. And then it continues from there, the practice, and then the practice takes you into a greater stage of awareness of self. It is regenerative. So for those that are out there worrying about their age and their appearance and all of that, the most powerful element that is not in a bottle at all to keep turning back the clock of the aging and the forgetfulness. Aging is forgetfulness. So when you stop forgetting, you start preserving your youth. Then when you start remembering things from times unknown, you actually start turning the clock back. The entry to this is meditation, because meditation is one of the most proficient ways to mend together the telomeres. The telomeres are these, let's say if you imagine a shoestring, and you got that hard thing on the end of your shoestring that allows to put it in the hole. But as the shoes start getting worn out and you wear them more, you notice that starts breaking up, and then it becomes more difficult for you to thread it. That's a 100% diagram of what happens with the telomeres. The connection to your DNA synapses gets fuzzy over time if it's not regenerated. This leads to forgetfulness, it leads to aging, and it leads to lack of connection. What meditation does is it's constantly sending pulses through your body. And these pulses are zapping those telomeres with energy, you can call it chi, that repairs them and restores them and refines them. In a nutshell, it uses them. Anything you use in the body and it feels that it is needed, it regenerates itself. The sign of the human being a god is that a human can cut themselves and the cut will mend. That is the most amazing thing. That will make the primitive dance and scream and shout to watch a cut heal itself over a period of time. It's the sign of divinity. But generally where your cut is something that you're using, so it grows back. Inside of organs, when we stop using our organs, which happen when we neglect certain chakras and we neglect certain organs, when we stop using them, they stop regenerating. So we know the key to life is the meditation. So now we are just in this challenge with ourselves to keep living life. And I'll say it just that way. We are in this challenge with ourselves because every day, and I've been bringing this out just a little bit more. I'm going to jump into the meditation now so we can cap off at around the 45-minute. But realistically, some know that the benefits start at 15 minutes of meditation a day. We're pushing it up because we're a little bit more on a critical situation. We're going to have 30 minutes here. We have the golden intonation, which should zap a lot of stuff out of the mind if you could just focus on the tones. But again, in this time, you're activating this aspect of yourself. You have all these stars with you and around you. That's these other beings, these other eyes, these other lights, these other portals. And it's our geometry. You may ask yourself, hey, why would that even work on a computer or something that's sent to digital, and then you let the mind take you into a whole nother area? It works because it's about the geometry. The ancient beings, it's about their geometry and patterns. So the way your face is shaped, the way your nose curves, the way your hips curve, the way your shoulders slope, that is your geometry. And that's what you're actually speaking with. It is the most direct, authentic replica of who you truly are.